Hey everyone, welcome to Sober Jable. I am Joshua Abel. Again, I'm sitting out here on the front porch having a cup of coffee. It's a beautiful day out. We had a cold front run through here and it's about 63 degrees, sun shining and no humidity. So it's a perfect day. And today is the day that I actually start working on my own at the restaurant. I've got a shift. I'll be able to actually make my money. So I wouldn't say I'm excited about it because I've done it for so long. I know exactly how the routine goes and things like that. But it will be nice to actually get out and feel like I'm doing something. So wish me luck and I'll check back in a bit. Okay, so it's getting closer to the time I have to be at work. I'm at about 5 hours and counting. And the closer the time gets, the more and more I'm dreading it. And so I took a little time to figure out why. And I think it's because I see the job as being demeaning, degrading. You know, I go in, I take orders, and I serve people, hence the title server. And to me, I've always looked at that as, you know, kind of the bottom of the heap, the bottom of the barrel. I've always thought my life would turn out to be where I was rich and famous. I would have won an Oscar by now. I'd be in Hollywood making movies. You know, I always thought of myself as, you know, a great person in life. And what I'm starting to realize is that I definitely need to work on some humility. So I did a Google search. I went on the Googler and I just typed in how to become more humble. And, you know, millions of web pages came up, from religious ones to psychologists to just people blogging. And they all say pretty much the same thing. So how can I practice being humbler? One of the ways that I saw was actually being grateful for what I have. And that's hard for me to do when I have such an egotistical mind. So let's see, what do I have currently in my life? Because a while ago I was at the very bottom of the barrel, emotionally, physically, spiritually, in every single way. So I have a loving sister and family that have taken me in and have provided for me, you know, financially, physically, and spiritually. You know, they give me food, they give me shelter, they've introduced me to their congregation, and I can't just throw that away. I need to consistently remind myself that, you know, I actually do have things of value in my life. I also have a couple of really good friends that I can lean on and talk to if I need to. I'm alive. That's one I often forget. I often forget that, you know, just being alive is something to be grateful for. You know, my mortality is not something that I think of on a consistent basis. That I could walk out up to Dollar General or whatever and get hit by a semi. It could happen. Is it likely? Probably not, but it's something that I need to consistently remind myself of and be grateful for. Now, another thing that I need to practice more in order to obtain more humility is actually helping others. Now, I don't mind helping other people if it comes to like opening a door or letting someone cut in line if I'm not in a hurry. As long as it doesn't take too much of my time, I'm all right with it. It's bigger stuff, like if someone would help me or ask to help them to move, I'd be like, that's such a time commitment. I think I have to clean out my toe jam or something that day. And so in doing that, I'm ultimately, of course, thinking about myself. It's an inconvenience. I don't want to do it. It's hard work. No, not this time. But in actually doing little things, I'm stepping outside of myself and actually putting someone first without even realizing it. My sister and I and her husband were having a conversation a couple of nights ago or whatever, and pet peeves came up just randomly. And my sister kind of laughed it off, but she hates cleaning the sprinkles on and around the toilet. I can understand that. It's really gross to think about what you're doing. And so here recently, I have been trying to make a conscious effort to, wipe the seat, because, I'm a guy, I dribble. So I'll wipe the seat, make sure the toilet seat's down, just to do something nice. And in that moment, I kind of laugh because I want to get her a sign that says, if you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the seatie. So I suppose even the little things can add up. It doesn't have to be a monumentous thing that I do for someone else. But the little things can count in a big way. Another thing that I found that I can do to improve my humility is actually listen to people. Now, if I'm having a conversation with someone and they start going on and on, I have a tendency to just kind of drift off and think about other things that I need to do or things that I need to get from the store or, ideas for videos or things I need to write in my book. And, my mind will start wandering. I'm not actually focused and present on what the person is saying. A lot of times I'll just... And so actually focusing on someone, participating in active listening to where I'm repeating back some of what they've said, asking questions, making sure that I understand what they're talking about is another way that I can actually practice humility. And it makes the other person feel valued and important. Just boosting their confidence and knowing that someone is actually listening to them can help me improve humility. I'm trying to think about the list of things to actually practice humility. Guess I should have paid more attention. Another way I can practice more humility is to actually ask someone for help. I don't know about you, but I genuinely like helping other people. Again, with little things. Imparting knowledge, because I am all-knowing. But it's really hard for me to ask for help. I see it as a weakness if I'm not able to do everything. And, that's silly thinking because no one can do everything. But, if I'm working on a task, I want to be able to do it on my own. Now if someone comes up and offers help, I would be more inclined to accept it. But case in point, I've been battling addiction and alcoholism for a long time now. And actually asking for someone's help was a near impossibility. About 6 months before coming to live with my sister, she had offered, her place to me at that time. Well, I didn't want to be a burden. I didn't want to feel like I was mooching off someone. I didn't want to feel, like an invalid who couldn't, care for himself. This time, I essentially didn't have anywhere else to go. I would have been homeless. And, it took that low bottom point to actually accept someone's help. So, and, I believe that, other people naturally want to help others. But for some reason, it's just really hard for me to do. Take a compliment. This is really hard for me. It always has been. I don't know where it stems from. Maybe I'll have to research that. But actually taking a compliment from someone graciously and saying thank you is really hard. I usually react in one of two ways. Either I'll completely dismiss the comment. If someone would say, "Oh, you look really good in that shirt," I'd be like,
"Aw, but it makes me look fat."
Instead of saying, "Oh, thanks, I really appreciate that." That's all I would have to say. But, I would have to diminish the comment. Or I'd really pompously take it. So if someone would give me a compliment saying, "Oh, you're really creative," I'd be like,
"Thanks, I know."
Again, instead of saying, "Oh, thanks, I really appreciate that. It means a lot." So taking a compliment is something I definitely need to work on. So those are just a few ways that I can practice humility. They might seem small, but we're talking baby steps here. It's going to be an ongoing practice, for the rest of my life. Actually stepping outside of myself and thinking of someone else once in a while. But I would love to hear how you practice humility. Make sure to comment down below. How do you practice humility? What are little things that you do to step outside yourself and think of someone else? I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got value out of this video. If you did, again, make sure to comment down below, like, subscribe, hit that bell so you get notifications of when I produce new videos. Other than that, take care. Wish me luck at work. There I go, thinking of myself again.
Look, sis, I'm wiping down the toilet, getting rid of all those sprinkles.